Welcome back to HPL, or the PvP Live Studios in Frisco, Texas. I'm Tana Grace, and I'm joined by Nathan. That's Admiral Zamora, and we've got a tie ball game here, folks, between Kranich and Muzzy.
Yeah, that top deck swipe at the end, able to completely clear out, almost completely clear out Kranich's board. I mean, what a well-timed draw. What's the biggest top deck you've ever had? Get out there on Twitter and use that hashtag HPL and tag PvP Live in the tweet. Let us know the situation where you have been in dire straits yourself, but you were able to get that draw, and fate decided that you were going to be the one who won that game. You can also like and comment on the Facebook page and let us know what you think there. Gosh, man, what a series it's been so far between these two. Just back and forth at every single step of the way. Every time it looks like someone has an advantage, it comes back around. You
got to believe that Kranich is starting to feel it a little bit here, too, after that last match with Show, where he took a couple of rough top decks in that one and now another one here.
Yeah, it was a few rough top decks in that one. We're going to find out that same thing's happening in game number 3. Game 3, Muzzy and Kranich is getting underway.
Oh, look at this from Muzzy. I like seeing this. We've seen this before from him, and he did really, really well with it. Not to mention Mortal Coil, going to be pretty good in this one.
Yeah, just want to mention, by the way, Muzzy goes to Druid, picks up a win with Druid. Now he's going with Warlock. He's going to pick up a win with Warlock. Those are the two classes he's been winning the most with.
I hope so for his sake.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a win here. He's got to start turning the season around. And pretty decent opening hand from him. Imp Gang Boss, Dark Bomb, and Mortal Coil able to handle some of this early pressure. And Kranich was clearly playing a little bit more of an aggressive variant here. And once again, we see him kind of step back in line and play strategies that are more power-oriented, but no early drops here from Kranich.
Yeah, no early drops here from Kranich or from Muzzy, but Muzzy's okay with that. He's got this Imp Gang Boss. He doesn't need to get on the board super fast.
Kranich's hand is looking really, really heavy at this point. Going to play Nerubian Egg. I mean, there's a possibility this is a slower variant. You know,
no, I believe his hand is actually pretty good going from here.
Yeah, I mean, the fact, you know, Void Caller is a big threat against a lot of decks, puts a lot of pressure on just the tempo facet of the game here. And Muzzy going to have to figure out a way to start fighting against this board pressure. He doesn't know exactly what this build is yet. I would suspect he thinks it's something exactly like what Kranich is playing, more of a mid-range version of things.
Yeah, once you see Nerubian Egg, it's kind of telling of what kind of decks they are.
Nerubian Egg with no one-drop.
Yeah, with no one-drop, though. Like, I mean, they don't run a ton of them. You know, he wouldn't have played Abusive Sergeant. He doesn't have a Flame Imp. So it's not always the worst thing in the world to see, and I like this play from Muzzy, by the way.
I'm just going to silence straight away. Kranich picks up a Mal'Ganis.
Oh, there's a chance in this game that something crazy happens with these Void Callers and this Mal'Ganis.
Yeah, I mean, Muzzy's got Big Game Hunter in his hand, though, so he can actually handle what's happening in that regard. Just going to pick off this Nerubian Egg, doesn't want any shenanigans going on, adding Imp Gang Boss to the board. And Kranich, the pressure continues to build. I would say that the Mal'Ganis is actually one of the last minions he wants to put into play right now. I think he just wants the other demons to happen. He doesn't know that Muzzy has a copy of Big Game Hunter in his hand. And this looks like, to me, a turn where things could completely swing out of control for Kranich.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, we heard Era talk about this, when stuff with Big Game Hunter happens, it's the worst feeling in the world. It's just such a huge swing card. Now, one thing I wanted to talk to the viewers about, you're going to see Muzzy with these 2 Soulfires in his hand, and you're going to see him not use them taking care of Kranich's minions here, because that's actually the plan in Muzzy's deck, is to survive this game until late, and get a Malagos into play and deal a ton of damage all in one turn, one fell swoop. That's what this deck is trying to do. He's trying to control the board. He's going to play out a lot like Handlock, but he's going to get you with that Malagos late.
Yeah, ooh, pretty good draw from Kranich here as well. I mean, no shortage of action on both sides of the board. Both these players have pretty excellent hands so far. This looking like an Ironbeak Owl turn to me, and keeping this board completely under control, and actually isn't going to add Imp Gang Boss to it, just wants to continue to Loatheb. So he's actually not even going to Ironbeak Owl this Sludge Belcher, just going to start pushing through it and adding Imp Gang Boss to the hand here. This will force Mal'Ganis to come into play on the next one, and Muzzy, he cannot be afraid of Mal'Ganis right now, considering that he has that Big Game Hunter in his hand. This is an opportunity for him.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for him. He's going to get to Mortal Coil into Big Game Hunter this turn. This feels great on Muzzy's side of the board. He'll even get to add an extra card draw to this if he wants.
Yeah, I mean, Mal'Ganis likes to claim he's eternal, but...
I was going to say, Kranich might be eternal, but he's not long for this game.
A big enough guy with a big enough beard and a big enough gun can pretty much get anything done.
You are the Big Game Hunter. I just realized that. I've never even seen that before.
He is going to Soulfire here as well, wants complete control of the board. And, this is a big commitment for Muzzy. Something like a Hellfire would sweep out this board completely.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to worry about something like Hellfire. It's a big commitment for Muzzy, but I like the play. He's pushing for initiative and trying to get this game over with.
Yep, Sylvanas going to come down, though, and make sure it tries to take care of that. With Implosion in hand, though, you can really mitigate a lot of the effects in the Sylvanas. Emperor Thaurissan gets picked up, and he's missing basically one piece of this puzzle right now. Malagos.
Yeah, Malagos. I'll say Mal'Ganis just died. It's on your mind, I know. You had the big guy with the big beard, the big gun taking care of him, but yeah, going forward from here, it's interesting to see what Muzzy's going to do this turn. how he's going to deal with the Sylvanas from here. He has a couple of pretty interesting things that he can do to get rid of it, but
Just gonna
he's
plop
gonna
Emperor
push for a
Thorson
lot of
down.
damage, I'm guessing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's what Muzzy says.
I
I like
this.
it, man. The fact
Yeah.
that he's got damage in his hand and ways to fight against this board pressure, I love that he's applying the pedal down right now. He just didn't see a board sweep from Kranich. He doesn't believe that Kranich has one. The one thing Kranich does have, though,
is his Iron Beak Owl.
and, well, he's got a Defender of Argus, too, to force your opponent to attack into this situation.
Yeah, well, he can do a couple of different things. He can Iron Beak Owl, the Sludge, the Slime, and then attack the Emperor Thorson as well. And then he gets to actually kind of, advance his board a little bit as well. He can Void Walker and Haunted Creeper. But it depends on what he wants to do here with this Sylvanas, what he wants to try to accomplish.
Exactly what he's going to do. So this swing, pretty important right now. Does take care of Emperor Thorson as well. It is an important man to take care of. Steals the 4-2 away from Muzzy. Muzzy, has to be breathing a sigh of relief that he's got Hellfire in his hand so he can clear this board position up.
Yeah, he's got a Hellfire, and it's actually going to leave him a token left over.
Oh,
there's the Malagos. I almost called it Mal'Ganis myself. Why did they print two cards with almost the same name and same casting cost?
Can Kranich actually deal with Malagos right now? 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got 8 points of damage on the board, and he's got 2 more in his hand. Like, we may see something like Muzzy just play defensively and then just Malagos on turn 9, hope that Kranich can't deal with it, and then push from there.
I want to see a Malagos implosion just once in my life. I've never actually seen it happen, but I want to see the board just automatically fill up with imps.
Yeah. It's too many imps.
Yeah, he's going to keep this Hellfire as like another burn spell going forward. I'm sure he wants to get. Sorry?
Imps on a plane.
Imps on a plane. Jeez.
I'm just going to continue to push for damage here. The fact that he's pushed for so much makes a big difference in this game so far. He's applied a lot of pressure to Kranich, who's running out of turns to be able to life tap. And he's going to take 7 more this turn, plus the 9 from Soulfire. This game just ended.
I was about to say, yeah, this is lethal. Yeah.
Muzzy playing Malagos Warlock, putting a lot of pressure on Kranich, and then able to finish this game towards the end.
This seems like a fair card to me. Deal 9 damage, discard a card that's random. 0 mana.
I think that's totally fair. I think that's how the card should just read. I mean, they nerfed it when it only dealt 4 damage. Muzzy able to pick up his 2nd win now. Love that he's abusing his strengths. This is such a big talking point for Muzzy. He's had what I would consider, pretty darn close to an identity crisis here in HPL, just playing decks all across the board. But he's winning with Druid and he's winning with Warlocks. If you are winning with strategies, play those strategies. There's no reason to play anything else. The win is what matters. You play to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. And a thing that we talk about with Muzzy and that I like to bring up with him is he's a really streaky player. He's the kind of guy that you may not see him in the top 8 of a lot of tournaments, but then when he shows up, he wins the whole damn thing. And I love players like that. I'll take 5 washouts in a row in a tournament to win that 6th one. And if Muzzy gets a win here today, look out the rest of this tournament. That's all I'm saying.
That could be a big turning point for him. If you guys want to see exactly how this game panned out, you can head over to pvplive.net and check it out for yourself. The recaps, stats breakdowns, everything they've done in their competitive history, and exactly how they've done it. Go take a look at how streaky Muzzy's been in the past. Again, big ups and big downs for him, and I have to agree with you. I'll take the washouts as long as I get the wins. And when we come back, we're going to find out if Muzzy can get this win, or is Kranich going to wash him out on the backside of things. He's going to need 2 straight, and Muzzy's on match point. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.